Hey guys, so if you didn't know already, the City of Toronto is proposing to allow up to fourplexes in pretty much all neighborhoods across the city. The reason for this is because we have a huge influx of population coming into the future, and we need to figure out a sort of way to be able to accommodate these new people coming into our city, and something different than just buildings all over the place. In this video, we're going to discuss some of the key points of a recent report that was made available, and the fact that City Council meeting is coming up to discuss the potential of this actually coming to reality or not. If you're interested in knowing if fourplexes or triplexes are going to be allowed in your neighborhood, or if possibly you're interested in building some of those things, this is the video for you. Stay tuned. Hey guys, this is Daniel from the King Realty Group. We've helped hundreds of people move in and out of the GTA and specifically the Toronto area. We help first-time home buyers, sellers, and investors get into the market and also operate in the market. We're giving you guidance here to make the best decisions possible. In this case, this might actually be something for my investor side of things. We're actually talking about something called the Housing Options for Neighborhoods, or EHON for short. It is being proposed to the City of Toronto. If we're able to allow up to fourplexes in basically all neighborhoods across the city. If you're an investor and you're thinking about buying a property and adding multiple units, I know that that's something I've always been interested in. Being able to not just put a garden suite in your backyard, but also add floors, pretty much all different property types that allow for it, is going to be a very interesting opportunity for people, and it's going to provide options for people to actually live in. So a couple key points here to go over throughout this video to give you more information. Okay, so one thing I wanted to point out is that up until now, most density is happening in high-rise buildings, and there's certain areas across the city, I'm sure you know them, a lot of condos are being built around Fairview Mall. We have a lot of condos that are being built along Yonge Street near Shepherd and North York. We have different pockets. Obviously downtown, we have Liberty Village, on the east and west side and all along the waterfront. Condos. This is basically how we've been operating in order to provide people options for housing, but there's a bit of a change now. So the whole idea behind this is to smooth out the city's growth patterns and to kind of line up a little bit better with more sustainability, climate adaptation, and just equity and vitality in different neighborhoods. We don't want to just build areas with a bunch of towers anymore. They're trying to look at different ways to be able to add density while not really impacting neighborhoods too much. Okay, obviously there's a lot of neighborhoods with low-rise homes, semi-detached, detached, etc. We can't just remove those in order to put high-rises. We need to kind of build things in, and this is the whole idea behind this. So this multiplex plan is kind of seen as that missing middle, those options for people that may be kind of in between. They're looking to kind of provide those type of options to our growing population. This is also like additional opportunities for people to age in place, may have older relatives that could actually be living in a suite on your same property, whether it be a garden suite or a basement suite or a second floor suite, something like that. And you'll have some mortgage options to be able to kind of like refinance, pull some equity out of your property in order to kind of facilitate the construction of these units. So people who do own properties today, there's going to be a great opportunity for you to kind of add units to your home that that weren't possible before, for you to get some income out of that, etc. Whatever kind of works for you. So other cities here in Canada are looking into this. City of Hamilton, which is really close by, Edmonton, Vancouver, just to kind of name a few. And in the States as well, Seattle, Portland, Minneapolis, like these are all cities that are kind of conducting their own studies to see how they can implement these type of things as well. Obviously population growth in these cities, and we might be the leader in that here in Toronto, so definitely got to look at alternative options to see if this is possible. When we're talking about additional units, they come in different forms. Really what they're looking to do is to allow for pretty much in any neighborhood, as long as the lot size allows for it, you can build up to 4 units. We have Bill 23, which actually is more housing options, and that was looking to allow at least 3 units for all properties. But this is trying to expand it up until 4 units. So that could be like a triplex, a fourplex, something that's between 2 to 4 units. Okay, and basically what they're looking to do is to expand the permission to be able to build up to 4 units across all neighborhoods of the city. Yeah, we're talking semi-detaches, detached homes, even townhouses. I don't know how they're going to figure that one out, but they're going to allow to be able to build this wherever possible, pretty much. So one of the key points here is that Bill 23 was put in place to allow 3 units on individual properties. This new proposal is looking to expand it to 4 units, and it's also to aid with Toronto's target of 285 built units over the next 10 years. In order to reach that, they're trying to propose propose up to 4 units in order to kind of reach that target. So it's not going to be like a wild party for everybody to just add units on top of their homes. There's still going to be a zoning bylaw and requirements for you to, do things properly. However, they are trying to expand what's currently allowed. For example, we might be able to build, units that are a little bit wider on a particular lot. They're proposing to possibly extend even the depth of an additional space from 14 meters to like up to 19 meters, just to be able to make units a little bit bigger. They're proposing to maybe allow to go a little bit higher. There's going to be zones where you can only go up to 10 meters in height, but there's going to be other zones where you can actually go beyond 10 meters in height, so you can add additional units stacked on top of each other. So that's going to be interesting. Just depending on where your property is located, these are going to be possible options. A couple other things, they're looking to exclude common areas such as staircases, vestibules, places where, common area for you to walk in and then go to your individual units. To remove that out of the gross floor area in order to kind of help you with some costs with the city. In addition, they're even looking to allow maybe entrances in the front of the buildings. I don't know if that means kind of like Montreal style. I really like, how their duplexes are set up. There's like winding stairs to go to the second floor. Sometimes you see them in the front of the house. I don't know if they're looking to allow something like that specifically, but at least maybe to have additional door allowed in the front of the property. Typically you see those at the back or on the side of the property. It's going to be interesting if we're going to allow to actually put them in the front. You know what? And they also gave a couple of examples of, different transformations. They showed us like they have a picture of a bungalow. It looks like a pretty basic bungalow in the 30 to 40 foot frontage range. And they're saying, possibility of being able to make that bungalow into a fourplex. Because of the width, because of the depth of a bungalow, the footprint of it, you can build up and actually make 4 units in a bungalow. That'd be pretty crazy to see. They also showed an example of a semi-detached being turned into a triplex, because although a semi-detached might be 2 stories with its connected property, one can elevate to a 3rd story in order to make it a triplex, and that's something that might be allowed as well. They also talked about wide lot multiplexes where you can go up to 4 units, and the lot that they showed was a 44 by 110. I mean, that's nothing special. There's a lot of neighborhoods that have those type of lots. And does that mean that I'm able to build a multiplex if I have those parameters? There's still going to be zoning bylaws in place. They're going to have limitations on what type of properties are going to be allowed in what areas, and if things like multiplexes, fourplexes, etc. are going to be allowed in certain neighborhoods. And maybe there's going to be a limit to the number of multiplexes in certain areas. For sure, they're still going to have limits in terms of units, types of building that is able to get done as well. So those are the type of things that obviously they're going to have to decide if this does get approved and gets pushed forward. May 10, 2023 is the upcoming city council meeting where they're going to talk about this again. Obviously, this group is still doing some research and getting a few things done up to that council meeting. From my perspective, I mean, again, I kind of like this change. I think that it's an opportunity for an investor. I mean, I got to say that's the perspective that I'm looking at the moment. However, I do understand that we have a shortage in housing supply, and we have a lot of population growth coming over the next few years. If you guys didn't know, Justin Trudeau has agreed to, I believe, 1.3, 1.4 million immigrants to come over the next 3 to 4 years. And a good chunk of them, a good 300, 400,000 of them are likely going to settle here in the GTA, which means that we're going to need options for these people going forward. I do like the idea of being able to add density inside existing neighborhoods by not necessarily altering what the neighborhood looks like, but, being able to kind of build onto what you already have and be able to create income for you as just a typical person living in their home. I think that's a great opportunity. And also, I'm not a huge fan of like the skyscrapers and condos and those types of neighborhoods. It would be nice to be able to just live in a regular neighborhood and have an option to create a 3rd or 4th unit for extra income. It might even actually cover my monthly expenses. If you currently live in property here in Toronto, it's going to be a great opportunity for you guys to be able to pull in some equity, be able to build a garden suite in the back, or something similar to that. As people start doing these type of projects, you're going to see that, value is going to be attached to them differently than they are a regular house. Chances are that if you're going to invest money and make these type of units in your property, you're going to have a much higher value than someone that chose not to do that. And, the property is going to be looked at from different perspectives because of the fact that you have those things set up. Guys, I think this is kind of could be a good move. And it's, not something that we're just looking at here in Toronto. It's something that many worldwide cities have considered and likely have already put in place cities in order to address their population growth. And I would say that we're one of the cities around the world that has tremendous population growth, and we need to find innovative ways to be able to address those type of things. Leave in the comments below, guys, what you guys think about this. I mean, I know there's a lot of heated debate over, you know, altering the look of a neighborhood, especially typically from people who have been in a neighborhood for such a long time. They don't really want to see that change. You know, I think we got to be open to the future and you know, accommodate as things change in our realities here. Below, guys, is a link to that report that I was reviewing. You can take a look at it in detail for yourself. And yeah, you know, I guess, you know, make sure you're paying attention to May 10th and see what happens at the council meeting. I know I am, and likely I'll let you know what happens as well. Okay, again, Daniel from King Realty. Thanks for watching this video on multiplexes here in the city. I, for one, hope that they come to be. It's going to be pretty cool, and hey, it could happen. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Take care.